Hello everyone! Thank you for joining me in the Allen Block workshop as a part of our video series on the Allen Block estimating tool. What I'm going to show you is how to input the elevation view of your wall into the estimating tool. Most of you are probably used to saying that you have a wall that given height and length to develop an estimate for your project. Instead of simply coming up with a ballpark estimate based on height and length, we will show you how to capture the true quantities of the materials required and give your customers a realistic view of what you are proposing to build for them. Let's start by going through the example and definitions on the left side of the screen so we are all on the same page. The elevation view is what your wall would look like if you were standing in front of the wall and looking at the front of the blocks. Using the actual profile, we will identify the height and length of the wall so we can obtain an accurate estimate. When we create an estimate, we need to look at the retaining wall as one long segment. Regardless if there are curves or corners, we are going to stretch out that wall. Exposed wall height is from the finished grade to the top of your wall. Station point. What is station point? A station point is just a reference to a particular point or location on the wall. We use the term station point to identify different changes of height, change in direction, and length of the wall. You can add as many station points as you need to clearly define the profile of your wall. The more station points you have, the more accurate your estimate will be. Distance between station points is often used when the measurement between your station points is known. Running distance is similar, but it starts at 0 at the left side of your elevation view and will represent the entire length of the wall. Top of wall elevation is the expected elevation or final height of your wall. Finished grade represents the ground level at the base of the wall, where the bottom of the wall is the true bottom since it includes the buried block below your grade line and represents where the first block will be installed. I will now use this cut set example to explain the right side of the page, where we will be entering the information for the height and the length of the wall, along with the distance between station points. A cut site is when a wall cuts into a hill or slope to provide more usable land in front of the wall. Now, let's follow these steps to easily input the shape your wall will need to be to hold back the hillside and give you that extra room in front of the wall. To define the elevation view of the wall, start with the beginning of your wall on the left and work your way to the right. We have a project worksheet that you could use to sketch out how you want your wall to look that may be helpful as you step through defining your wall profile. Step 1 asks for the exposed maximum height of the wall. This is the distance between the finished grade and the top of the highest part of the wall. Once you type in the number and hit enter, this will be used to autofill the top of wall cells in the table below as well as the exposed wall height. Step 2 is to enter the number of distinct station points for your project profile. For this project, you will need 4 station points, so let's enter the number 4. This simply expands the table for entering wall details. At each station point, either use the top of wall as defined by the maximum height you entered, or adjust as needed to properly define the wall you wish to estimate. Step 3 wants you to choose the method you want to use to enter in the length of the wall. Let's use the distance between station points for this example. Step 4 asks what information you have to enter in the height of the wall. We will use the top of wall and grade elevations option. Step 5 is filling out the table below. Enter the distance between station points for each station point. For this project, we show 20 feet between station points 1 and 2, 40 feet between station points 2 and 3, and 20 feet between station points 3 and 4. Now, let's look at the top of wall for each of the 4 station points and adjust as required. Station 1 in this example has a top of wall at 2 feet. Station point 2 has a top of wall at 6 feet. Station point 3 has a top of wall at 6 feet, and station point 4 has a top of wall at 2 feet. This means you only must adjust the top of wall for station points 1 and 4, with 2 and 3 already at 6 feet, based on the maximum exposed wall height we have already entered. In this example project, the bottom of wall is consistent, so no changes are required. Once you have the entire wall entered in the table, you can see the completed wall profile by clicking the View Elevation button. This will show you the layout of the wall that you have inputted to see if that is what you were expecting. By truly understanding the elevation view, you will be able to determine a proper estimate for your wall. This is not just an estimate of the block you need, but all of the materials required for your wall project. For the next steps in the series, check out the Adding Additional Walls video. Enjoy estimating! Always better, always Allen Block.